What's up, everybody? We are back with things and stuff.
And coffee
He's
and
back.
cardboard. And
Yeah.
I'm back.
And
Now
you're
I'm
back.
not dead.
Yeah,
Hmm.
he's been resurrected. So we've got a bunch of news, so I'm just going to jump in pretty quick.
The second coming of Dimensional Overlord. I didn't even remember the first.
I think this is this the...
Oh, Supreme King Zedark. I've just seen that now.
it's
Right.
all the new Supreme King stuff. So we don't have art, but we have the effects, which is odd.
I mean, you have an art at the top.
We have AR.
It'll be the big one.
Also, yeah, seeing as Moz missed it, we're on Skull Crusher again.
Yay!
It is indeed strong.
Very nice.
So, do you want to run through these?
Okay, you can only use the second effect of this effect's card's name once per turn.
And this is Supreme King Gate Magician, and it's a spellcaster pendulum.
Thanks for reminding me to identify the monster. Cool.
You're
So pendulum effect. Supreme King Zedark you control cannot be banished by your opponent's card effects. During the main phase, destroy this card. Place one Supreme King Gate pendulum monster in your hand or deck in your pendulum zone. So I guess Darkworm's useless now, I guess. And then the monster effect, you can only use the first and second effect once per turn. If you have a Supreme King Gate card other than Supreme King Gate Magician, so this card, in your Pendulum Zone, you can send one Pendulum Dragon, XYZ, Synchro Dragon, or Fusion Dragon monster from your hand, or extra it to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summon, you can add one card that mentions Supreme King Zedark from your deck or hand. So pretty easy. So since it's a pseudo Nadir servant that's a rotor for any of this new archetype, so quite cool.
Isn't it an old archetype?
I guess Darkworm and Zedark actually comes under this bracket. I think there are a couple of Supreme King cards like the Gates and the Darkworm, but other than that, no.
Is it the Donut and the Infinity?
It's the Donut and the Infinity, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about these. I just know Tom played them when he played Pend for a very short period of time before Electrum got banned. Okay, next.
Supreme King Dragon Lightworm. So we now have an extension to the Darkworm, and the stats have been reversed. So the attack is not 1800, the defense is. So Pendulum effect. If a monster is special summon you control as Supreme King and another Pendulum monster, so specific, you can special summon this card, choose one other Pendulum monster you control, and the attribute and the level of that monster becomes this attribute or level sorry. So it's completely useless in its scale effect, just like Darkworm. So let's hope the monster effect's actually decent. You can use the first and second effect once per turn. If this card is normal summon and special summon, you can add one instead of foolish one. Cool. From your extra deck to your hand. It got bad. Immediately after this effect resolves, you can synchro summon or XYZ. Got better. One Supreme King Dragon monster. If a Pendulum monster is destroyed by battle card effect, while this card is in your face-up extra deck, you can add this card to your hand. So it's okay.
Is it literally the opposite?
It's literally everything that Supreme King Darkworm does, but reversed.
It looks like there's meant to be arts as well, and it's just not loaded, so...
Ah, fair enough. Celestial King Odd Eyes Art Ray Dragon. We will never mention this name again. It's so long. Pendulum effect. If you have two cards in your Pendulum Zone, you special summon this card. Then you can shuffle one card from your Pendulum Zone into the deck. So it reverses your scales, so you've got to add more, so not bad. Then if it returns to your extra deck, you can special summon it, ignoring it. Summoning conditions, right, that's pretty crazy. If you can get a Zedark in your pen scale.
Attack and defense 4k.
Yeah, pretty crazy. So monster effect, 4 dragon monsters. Sorry, it requires 4 dragon monsters, 1 fusion, 1 synchro, 1 XYZ, and 1 pendulum. So either it gets turboed out, or you don't bother. This face down card in the extra This face down card in the extra must first either be fusion summoned or special summoned by tributing 1 level 12 Dark Supreme King Zedark. So I guess you push for Zedark and then cheat it out like Double Evolution Pill. If this card is special summoned from the extra deck, you can place 1 pendulum monster in your deck into your Pendulum Zone. So a pseudo Electromite, can't go wrong with that. Second effect, if this card is in the monster zone is destroyed, place it in your Pendulum Zone. So yeah, you get to constantly recycle it. Continuous spell. First, second, and third, once per turn. So you can shuffle 1 Pendulum monster in your hand into the deck. Add 1 Pendulum monster with 2/5 attack. So I guess Odd Eyes overlap here. If you special summon a face down Pendulum Monster from your extra deck this turn. You can activate this effect immediately after it resolves. Pen summon a card. Pen summon monsters. So if you basically make any Pendulum extra deck monster, you can get another pen summon.
So this is giving you 2 pen summons.
Yeah, pretty crazy. You can target one Supreme King Zedat you control. It can attack all opponents' monsters. I guess it's just an add onto this card. It's not very good, but the 2 effects can be abused in the right circumstances. I don't think this will see play.
So the Light Winged Dragon.
There's a quick play spell during the main phase. Add Rota for Supreme King Dragon or Supreme King Gate Pendulum Monster. From your deck to your hand, if you control a Supreme King Zedat, you can special summon it instead. So, simply telly, pretty decent.
Miracle of the Supreme King. Normal trap.
Yes. If you control a Zedat, activate 1 effect. Destroy the Zedat you control, special summon an Odd Eyes Pendulum Monster. Or 1 Light Supreme King Zedat from your deck or extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Pretty good, especially if you want Odd Eyes Vortex. So, that's a free Omni.
That's not bad.
That's not terrible. Place 1 Pendulum Monster from your extra deck into the Pendulum Zone. Set 1 quick play spell directly from your deck. I don't think that last one will be used as often. Or the second one, it'll mostly just be the first effect that people will be focusing on.
Just have an Omni.
Yep. And then another double trap. You contribute 1 spellcaster Pendulum Monster with 1500 original attack. Fusion summon 1 Supreme King Zedat monster from your extra deck by banishing the materials listed on it from your hand, deck, or extra deck. Now, during your opponent's turn, I guess you're playing to summoning the big Zedak, and then I guess most of it's going to be my turn instead of yours. But get this, its effects are negated unless each one of your Pendulum Dragon, XYZ Synchro, and or Fusion Dragons are currently banished. So I guess the effect needs to resolve comfortably in order for the effect to go through.
What do you think?
I think it's pack filler. I mean, I guess 1 or 2 of the cards, especially the Turbo Out, the extra deck ignoring summoning conditions, is a spell, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't think many of these are going to see play. I'm sad enough to say that. Next, Fire Kings, let's go!
I was gonna
Let's go! Another Fire King structure deck.
Another?
Yeah, there's 2.
Oh, no way.
I mean, if this is the second, yeah, there'll be more. So yeah. Oh, wait, hang on. Brand new structure deck update on September 7th. Yeah, so it's another one. So yeah, the deck's getting a power up, more support cards. That is going to be great, especially the overlap with the Vanishing True King. Agnimizard, that's the card.
Yeah.
So the True King overlap here, they all get effects when they're destroyed. I guess they're trying to bridge that gap between missing timing with when effects and if effects, like Yangzing, because they were made in a similar era. So if they can do that, then it's going to be very interesting to see how they develop this deck more.
Being real, how cracked is the sport going to have to be for them to be relevant?
Rekindling's at 3.
That's a solid point.
Yep, so this deck is actually very well known for abusing a card called Rekindling, so if...
Soul Charge.
Yeah, if this deck actually gets a power-up, Rekindling is probably going to be a solid buyout. Now knowing this, I probably might just buy a playset.
Get 3.
Yeah, okay. Next up.
New Sky Striker.
Chameleon.
So, it is a Link 2 Dark Machine Link effect monster. Attack 1500, so standard. It's top right, bottom left. It takes 2 effect monsters, so generic. Must first be Link summoned. You can only special summon Sky Striker. This card once per turn. Once per turn, if you have 3 or less spells in your graveyard, you can add a Sky Striker card from your deck to your graveyard. You can send 1 Sky Striker card from your deck to the graveyard.
Alright, I thought you said add.
If it was add, that'd be like, sorry, is everyone just playing an Engage engine now?
Okay.
If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, special summon this card to their field, and if you do, send that monster to the graveyard. Also, shift control of this card's owner during the end phase of the turn, so you get it back.
Doesn't quite out the towers that you need, even though they have got the kaiju for that now, but I'll tell you what, that is good support for them.
It's also awkward, though, because you have to out it, otherwise it jams itself in your main monster.
It's the Link too, that's the problem, and
I don't think 2 is a problem.
It can be annoying. You need to recur back the Hornet instead of go for the engage.
But you can make Zeke pretty easy pretty often.
Although it might just be a little bit like the Dark, where
I think this is like the second effect.
Yeah,
like,
so
that sounds good, but it's actually a
This is where you have the overlap with the recent Link 2 that's just been announced, where all the decks but Sky Striker are playing it. This is also a generic Link 2 that people can play in order to out problematic negates. So I quite like this card.
Ish. Targeting a monster your opponent controls to special summon it to their field is a little awkward.
Yes, right. Next.
So, I think we finally got the effect of junk mail.
Okay.
So you can only
level 1 Earth Warrior Tuner effect monster. Go ahead. You were starting.
Ahead of myself, yeah. So it's a level 1 tuner. Relevant. You can only use the second effect of this card, same once per turn. A synchro summon monster that used this card as material cannot be destroyed by battle. That's fine. If this card is in your graveyard and you control a synchro monster whose original name includes Warrior.
Synchron or Stardust.
Except during the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field.
Okay, this is pretty decent, actually. It gives you a nice little extension. I don't think it works with... I'll have to check Junk Speeder on this. But to be honest, it's a nice little tuner. Recursion, I don't think it'll see play, but it'll be interesting because, again, that is one beefy boy. 2-4 attack and 16 defense.
On a level 1. That's got to be some kind
That's
got
to be a record, yeah. I think the most I've ever seen is the bunny. The vanilla with 2-1 defense. I think that's the only thing that I've seen contends with this. So, alright, so I guess look forward to that. Volcanic Emission. More in the structure deck. So a normal trap they're getting. This is frightening. I genuinely think this is going to turn into a rogue deck. Take 1 volcanic monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions. Ridiculous, but return it to the hand during the end phase. Target 1 power monster on the field. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack. If controlled by that target at activation, the damage inflicted by this card is halved. Okay. If you controlled the target at activation.
An original attack kind of stops that being...
Yeah, I was thinking material. Pseudo OTK, because it won't be FTK. You'll have to pass because it's a trap, but still, if you can deal 8k at the start of that second turn with Blaze Accelerator, that'd be pretty crazy.
It's not going to be magical explosion.
So with the new support, I think they'll use the first effect. Not sure about the second. So, all right. So
okay, new Future Fusion.
The V-Jump promo is over Future Fusion. All right.
Literally super future polymerization.
Okay. Combine features of 2 cards that were consistently used in top tournament tier decks. So I guess the idea of this is testing the water a bit. So we have Future Fusion, which lets you fusion at a later turn. But poly, flexibility on the materials maybe. So maybe... Yeah. They're finally releasing the old text of Future Fusion, because they've errated Future Fusion now. Maybe they might be re-releasing a retrain of Future Fusion.
I mean, that's still rough, but like, if it could be Overload Fusion, could it like Future Fusion?
Oh, and Overload No, Overload means from grave. Yeah, so Future from deck, Overload banished from grave, Super Poly. You do not have a choice in order to react to this card. So if it combines the idea that you can use from deck and grave, plus you can't respond to it, then that is going to be a big step for Fusion decks, I think. But if it combines Future Fusion as well, maybe the prolonged aspect of it is in the future turn. Yeah. So it gives your opponent a bit of a clock before it resolves. Yeah. But you could summon literally anything using this card, I imagine.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Honestly, Fusion decks have got enough right now.
It sounds scary, though, if it combines Super Poly, because that means you are not reacting to it.
Super Poly is just a scary word.
The last reprint.
The last reprint in Duelist of Explosion, they must really be running out of names, is the left leg of the Forbidden One, and that future concept packs like...
Duelist packs and like a non-call booster packs.
Right.
We'll have the parts of Exodia, and it appears as in Series 1 versions being reprinted.
Okay, so is this like a special one? Is it?
I imagine it'll be the LARP versions where you have the triangle instead of the seal.
I don't even know about that. Or are they getting more of the? Mysterious Final Reaper. Wait.
I don't even know what this is on about.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I know it was news. I know it was definitely news.
Okay, so Duelist Pack 28. I
Yeah.
think this might be an OCG issue.
Exodia support, I guess. I don't know. And we are back again with the metagame report. And next time, we're not recording with other people in the room. Ah, okay, so... God damn it. Carry on.
Right, so we have, in the OCG metagame report, we have 48 Pirelli, 38 of which were pure, 6 of which use a Dark World engine of Snow and 3 Brow, presumably. 3 Ishizu Pirelli in order to recur back the spells when the My Friend doesn't go through, and 1 Adventure because literally activating normal summoned effects is overrated, and they can do it with the spells regardless.
Mathmech is really creeping up in the OCG. This
41! 37 pure, 4 Code Talker. Ridiculous.
It is right on the heels of Pirelli.
Super Heavy Samurai are abusing this Wachowski support, so we have Vernasil presumably sending unfair Earth monsters, so there was only 1 of that. 1 Bestials, so I guess it's part of their meta at the minute. Bestials can be applicated. 5 Super Heavy Samurai FTKs, which are actually optional, by the way. You can also play negates in that if your FTK doesn't go through. And 12 specifically pure.
If Mathmech are pushing as high as they seem to be in the OCG, Bestials suddenly become a lot more appealing. Also, they have still got Sir Elements.
Yes, so we have 9 Shizu variants. Kashtira. 9 Shizu Kashtira variants and 8 Shizu variants.
I wonder if the Kashtira literally just means using the Sir Elements Kashtira and a race off.
I think they also use a copy of Fenrir as well because it searches the I think they use a Fenrir as well. 17 Adamantipator, 10 Grass. Well, that explains how their format's ruined with Super Heavy Samurai, a Shizu Vernasilf, and of course the Adamantipator engine. 3 Fossil Vernasilf Adamantipator, so fossils actually have a decent amount of cards they can use, especially Triple Foolish. 2 Super Heavy Samurai variants, so using the Wachowski engine with the bikes and the Super Pacer, and
1 FTK.
1 FTK and 1 Ishizu Vernasilf variant. 17 Kashtira, 16 Vanquished Souls, 13 Branded, 3 of which the Kashtira 3 invoked. That is very interesting.
I was gonna notice. Invoke Kashtira.
They don't need the normal.
Yeah,
but it conflicts a bit with the Theosis because that locks you into XEs. Rice Heart locks you into XEs.
Does Mechaba just need a discard or to discard 2 grade?
No. It's actually a send of the specific type. If you actually had an access to get Big Bang in hand to also plus off your own XEs, I can see where their application for that can happen. But to be honest, it's quite a risky business because you are conflicting with the Theosis and you are also conflicting with the Rice Heart, which is one of the main extenders. As I say, 16 Vanquished Soul Pure, 13 Branded, 13 Rescue Ace. I'm surprised that deck's getting a lot of attention, but it's actually great to see how fire trucks are actually making an impact in the OCG. 12 Runic, get out of the format, please, and just forget that Death ever exists. Labyrinth, Rika, Dragonlink, X-Sister, 5 Magician. I'm not really specific on that.
Hanging in there, I'm assuming, with Morganite.
Tri Brigade, Avenged Synchron. I guess decent, okay rogue shouts to make up the rest of the list.
Infernoble's been given some stuff.
Manadeum.
Manadeum. I thought
I didn't know there was an FTK, but I've seen Scareclaw Manadeum boards, and they can be pretty crazy.
The inferior build.
Mathmech Ignista.
What is Metabeat?
Metabeat.
Metabeat.
I'm not actually sure.
Cool. Hopefully we'll find out. Chimera. Branded Chimera. Dinosaur.
It's always going to be there somewhere.
Yeah. And then a lot of grass stuff and a lot of,
random decent rogue shouts.
Decent stuff. Umi.
I guess that's just control.
Hey, Unchained.
No, cool. Don't encourage. They've had support there, so.
Okay, so the Duelist Cup happened in mainland China, in Beijing. There are the tops, and Mathmech took it.
So we're abusing the new Spirit level 4 engine that gives you 3 level 4s in order to get into that Alan Bershon, Laplation, possibly even Baguska if your hand trap worse enough, and just a bare bones decent toolbox for the Cyberse extra deck.
I am very excited for this new Link one. It bodes well for giving free material.
Fair enough.
Yeah, one cross out to.
I think it's at one. Yeah, it's at one.
It is. It's just weird, and it catches me out every time. No other spiciness. This is really standard.
Yeah.
Are they heat soul controlling?
Yes. Yeah, they have a heat soul there.
And they are using the Neo Tempest.
Yeah, for the negate and the imperm.
Yeah, that's fair.
But side decks are obviously subjective, but it's whatever's in the format. So it's on course for the Pirelli.
Back.
Obviously some back row control here, and yeah.
I feel like you'll have stuff to say about this.
Okay, let's have a look. Right, so we are using the normal monster that is used for this, so they're obviously searching this card. This is obviously a level 4 tuner. I think it's easier access to Baron, provided you can actually pop babies. Why? I mean...
it's at 1.
That's the problem. Like I'm seeing a few contrasting bricks here, but if you're actually going second with this deck, I don't see much of an issue. 45 cards again. I guess you're decreasing.
You're de-bricking a little.
Yeah, you're decreasing the chances of opening that brick.
Quatless is interesting.
Quatless is just the free spell and trap negate. It's amazing. Decent bare bones extra deck. I obviously can't wait to play this card and see whether or not I can make it.
Yo, the side.
Yep.
The Doodle Rex.
Oh, God. I really... as I say, side's very subjective here. Let's brush over that. Exorcister. Okay. So we have Martha and Stella.
Really using
one Sophia and one Elsa. Right.
The Spirits does all the heavy lifting for this
deck.
Yeah.
3 level 4s all the way round. Shifter's obviously a great card in this deck. Ash, Max, Bare Bones, Ex-Sister, Returnia, and obviously the other one. Obviously nothing special here. Obviously this is being abused in a lot of strategies at the minute.
That's the new striker, not the new striker. But
they obviously have their own spin and a gate and a dweller. Like they have all their in archetype stuff here. So
a single thrust.
No
one's satisfied with a single thrust.
As I say, side decks are very subjective. It's whatever.
Are there any more in the main?
No. Yeah, so it's a matter of whatever side deck's subjective to a person. I don't even... Side deck's not really worth going over. It's what on the day they felt could be used.
I know, I'm just confused at like 3 a point or 1 thrust. Surely it'd be like 3 thrust and then...
To be honest, you've also got to think about the economics of it. Is whether or not that person had access to more than one on the day. Which is why I think side decks are very subjective. When you see one of in decks, you can't just judge them straight away. You've just got to understand that sometimes people just didn't have the access.
It wasn't a judge, it was more a curiosity.
No, yeah. Being curious.
This is interesting. A Shizu Tour Guide Labyrinth, and we've got a bit of BA going on in there. That's really different.
Obviously, Scarm gives you the M-Phase Search Tour Guide. Tour Guide gives you a free piece of furniture, which also gives you a free Activate the Turn. I guess the BA discards aren't negs. The Ajizu makes sense since you get shuffle backs. Okay, that's very interesting.
Did you just notice what I noticed?
All right, going to the side deck. Maybe that makes more sense. I'm not... Is it a generic level 8? It might be a generic level 8 that attaches material.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, no, it's more of a 10.
What's it called?
It's a DDD card. You need to put his DDD XYZ. Pendulum XC. It'll come up. Yeah, that thing.
What are your requirements?
2 level 10 fiends.
And it's the Divisor King Juice Machina.
Yeah, maybe there is level modulation going on here that we don't know. As I say, Labyrinth don't abuse their extra deck as much.
They might have just jammed a load of crap in there just to fill it out.
Yeah. As I say, this deck doesn't use the extra deck too much. A very limited amount of traps in here. Obviously, I've seen Labyrinth being built differently in comparison to how a lot of other people build. And Eradicator isn't even main deck.
Rescue.
Right, fire trucks.
Can run shifter.
Of course they can.
Beautiful.
They turbo everything out from deck rather than grave. It's just this dude that requires grave. Yeah, pretty bare bones list for this.
And they seem to be running the virus swordsman as well, which is a blast from the past.
Yeah, quite like that.
Interesting. Okay. Math mech.
He wants to talk about everything that involves a math mech, and when he just noticed multiplications in there.
I hate it. No, that's very different. Using the full Code Talker package, because like you summon a Code Talker and then you add one of a different type or something.
I mean, he can't be wrong. He's getting quite a bit.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I don't particularly like the old firewall. I suppose it gives you an alternative target as well as Phantom. I'm not sure what that card is. I think it's an Atignista of some sort. That's really different, really interesting. And again, the Link one. Super heavy, I'm pretty much sure it's super heavy at this point.
So we're into the top 16 here.
Yeah, they've got the Synchron, the Assault Synchron or whatever it may be.
Obviously no spells, smart, super heavy samurai playing.
Yeah. Blackwing.
Pretty bare bones list.
Blackwing. Striker.
Again, pretty bare bones. You can't really go wrong with Sky Striker. And that looks like it.
Yeah. Oh, I did very quickly. Are they playing it? I'm not seeing Stein in here.
No.
So they're just using...
they can search all of them because there's just a generic Earth machine. Like, even if they can't resolve the Stein. And plus, I think Stein's banned over there.
Oh, that's disgusting, though.
Yeah, they can Hot Calamity.
Awful. Anyway,
right.
On to the next. So, Shanghai, and this I hate looking at it.
60 cards.
Samurai, Shizu, Veselinth, Adamantipator, 60 card piles.
You can't deny that looks so fun.
I bet it'd be enjoyable.
Oh, it'd be great.
I wouldn't want to sit on the other side of the table from it.
I think you'd have to burn your Samurai Engine first if you open one of the spells, because, simply not. Can you shape your spells in grave? I think there might have to be an element to that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just looks hilarious and really fun. Again, same shit,
again.
different day.
Really strong.
All right, Math Mech.
Bit more conventional, definitely leaning into the spirits as well, which I'm not personally that into. We have enough extenders.
Free level 4.
It is. I like seeing the dog run in there. I think that's objectively the correct kaiju right now.
It's an easier bridge.
Yeah. Vanquish Soul, love to see it. I'm going to buy this deck. It's great. I want it.
All right.
That's all I have to say. Super Poly. I was like, what? Why? Yeah, Super Poly.
Exorcist, pretty bare bones again.
Standard. Again, they're doing all the heavy lifting. The spirits. It's really helped the deck out.
Another Math Met, but a conventional Atignista Ibli build.
That's interesting. I have no idea why people aren't using Ibli inside of this decks. It's literally Ibli at home.
This guy was obviously 5-ed. Another Vanquish Soul, nothing special here. Rescue Ace, Fire Trucks, pretty bare bones again.
No shifter this time.
It's not needed, but again, he's got a nice volume of hand traps there, and
Yeah.
plus having stuff engraved for this deck's pretty decent.
So that was Shanghai. Hopefully we get a reprint of that Aritama.
Yeah.
Because
10 quid rares are not fun.
Yeah, very true. And we have got Hong Kong with Vanquish Soul taking the top. Once again, I'm getting this deck. I love the look of it.
Nothing special going on here.
Cherries, maybe? Where's Cherries? Yeah, they are playing Cherries. And Phantasme making an appearance.
Pirelli Dark World.
Yeah, much of a muchness. Only they dipped one of the best names.
2's optional because, again, it's hard once per turn. It's the only one that's actually a hard once per turn. So
sense.
playing 2 does make sense, but you got to play a high volume of the spells. 60 card on a Emancipator again. It's looking like the meta's pretty.
A trend.
It's pretty sorted here. 60 card Sword Soul.
That first 3 cards.
Protoss.
That's rough. That's horrible.
3 blackout. Very interesting choice. I don't know why you couldn't just play
How
one.
many bestials at one Baldrake? Are we not giving this card enough attention here?
It's just another name. It requires another bestial fill in order for it to be actually decent, so it makes sense. More math mech.
Not much to say here.
Pretty bad. No, that's actually more traditional build.
It is.
Yeah.
Cutting down to one of each of the extenders. I'm not a massive fan of that because if you're small world,
2 diameter as well.
Yeah, it's pretty condensed. I wonder if 2 diameter feels good.
Not sure. It's pretty good normal, I heard.
Just
right, so 40 cards, super heavies, look pretty bare bones, tons of hand traps, tons of extenders, decent extra deck that results in 25 negates, plus a hot red in your opponent's turn. Cool.
25 negates, but yeah.
Oh.
Are they playing any of the super heavy things?
They play one, which is this dude. Which is a quick effect MST and can attack and defense.
So romantic. Trap Eater. Okay.
Alright.
Phantasme again. Oh, can we have a
I mean, you have to play Trap
format?
Eater anyway, because if they get Tikabooed and they don't have an out, so...
Okay.
Malaysia.
My guy looks super happy to be there.
I know, right? Not Runic, get out of this screen.
Yeah,
Tom, make an edit. Kashtera, Teralaman, Mesh, bollocks, whatever. Yeah, interacts in your opponent's turn, does unfair things, cool.
Pivoting into the dark world a lot now, as far as I'm aware.
Super heavies again. Oh, they are playing Stein here. It's actually limited. All right. Oh, why is that card legal? Never mind.
Ooh.
Okay.
And this is kind of interesting with debugs in the main. I
Uh,
really don't like the multiplication.
1
now.
diameter.
1 diameter.
It's because they're prioritizing the debug to give you access to the codes, and simply because circular gives you free send, but he's not even playing small world for the bridges.
That is very interesting to opt to not be small.
Another.
Mathmech again.
This guy obviously disagrees.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although 2 diameter seems to be the favored consensus over there.
I might have to test it.
Yeah.
A little OCG on my testing. That's 2
again,
diameter
double
again.
diameter, pretty bare bones control list. The fact that everyone is topping with Mathmech is quite annoying now.
I think the biggest problem with Mathmech is no one knows how they want to play it.
Kashtera Chimera. Is Chimera just an engine I've not heard about?
We got the announcement recently, I think.
Okay.
I can't remember when we might have featured it.
Okay.
Either way. Kashtera Chimera. I like it.
He plays 1 unicorn, a singular Fenrir, Birth, and Racer.
Yeah.
Which are actually both at 1. That would be sad. Alright. Oh, and 1 race off as well, Jesus. Pirelli.
Yeah.
More brow. Cool.
This also seems to be favoured at 2 in the OCG.
Plus they have the rank 2 for it as well, the new one. The Noir rank 2. There.
We don't have that yet.
We don't have that yet.
Okay.
More runic, but pure ammo. Amano Awato says, do not respond to anything. Card itemized is a broken card, and this deck needs to go. More Pirelli with Dark Worlds, again, free draw engine.
Yeah.
And super heavies.
This was dominating the other regions, but seems to have fallen a lot shorter here. Pirelli is just an absolute monster in the OCG.
More Kashtera, but
More Kashtera.
Pura.
That's pretty standard from what we've seen them leaning into the Pathfinder.
To be honest, if they genuinely limit Fenrir and limit Unicorn, I think that solves a lot of issues. More Mathmech.
Mathmech, again, a bit more traditional. Seeing the equation in there as well. This deck would be a beast with Reboot. Yeah.
Pure Kashtera, cool.
Seeing the fishes in there.
Well, you can see, this is the thing. A lot of Kashtera players don't like the idea of Fisher or even D-Shifter, and it's like, your attitude shouldn't be that I've got one in extra deck. It should be, right, okay, I've got one on field now. I can now divert my extra deck into a different play and do better.
That is absolutely not the consensus anymore. I know it was, and it has been for a long time. Shifter is a main deck staple in cash tier list now. I think you're just a little behind the curve there.
Either way, I've seen it and I've not seen it.
Yeah, it's a staple now for them. Trap Trick sneaking in, which I wouldn't expect. It's Trap Tricks.
It's a pretty good deck.
Yeah. I just haven't
done.
seen it, and we are done for the OCG, I believe. So let's actually have a look at a few of the interesting things from Nats that have been going on recently in the TCG. So Kashtira topping, Kashtira have been topping a lot. It's really flagging itself for ban list. Super heavy Samurai coming in as the runner-up, and Pirelli in the top 4.
Couple Labyrinth.
Labyrinth have been doing pretty well. I'd say the outliers here are the
Tier and the Math, mate.
Tier and the Math Mech are doing pretty well.
You have a
Dragon Link hitting top 32, and let's see which ones I clicked on real quick to see which decks were interesting. Yeah, of course I clicked on the tier. So this was Claudio's list. Leaning into the dangers a little heavier by the looks, and Mali's.
That's free summon.
Yeah, that's
Makes
pretty
Beatrice. Sends any of the Ajizus.
Yeah.
All the tears.
And
Dangerous.
I
guess you can recur back Mali and reuse it in order to summon that and resend Mali.
Yeah, Borg.
Resend Mali, Bally. Yeah.
Sprint Send, Scattershot. Great.
Give up. Get a life. Stop trying to win in time. Scumbag.
I mean, people need to win. Calm down.
Joking.
Yeah.
All right.
He absolutely was. People need to win in time. It is a thing. But we're going into time an awful lot less.
I wouldn't
now.
like to think of it as people need to win in time. It's just as a result of being in time.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, do you just roll over and lose, or do you have a strategy? He's dedicating a sideboard slot, and an extra deck slot to that. And we now have 45
Also,
minutes.
Sprint Sense merrily.
Oh, yeah, so
It actually is a staple in Terraliman for that reason.
that's fine. And then next, we have the Mathmet list.
Boring.
Will you calm down? Yeah. Fair. Interesting kaiju option going for the light. I would have rather probably gone with the 8 synergy and the fire synergy with the Doggerin. I understand why Gamma's being run.
Yeah, you just activate Small World, you out an entire Kashtira board in one swoop.
Yeah, I've been hating it. And Pit Knight. Pit Knight's interesting.
To
so
negate.
it's a conditional imperm.
Yeah.
I have not been down the Pit Knight route myself. Also, Almirage feels like a really weird option. It feels like I have bricked so bad in this hyper-consistent deck that I need to Almirage. Yeah, we are very much seeing Icon Small World for anything here.
Yep.
Which, yeah, Bells, yeah. Anti-spells keep getting tempting. And then we're on to Santa Carla Regional.
We were mostly here for the Sky Striker top. Oh, and
I did have a quick look at this.
this mess.
So they are doing adventure things, and they have Capshell in there, which I haven't kept up on. Main deck Div Incarnate.
It's a good card. And
Side deck Sidras. A lot of people would... Wait, sorry. I have to stop for a second.
Goliath.
Goliath and Christia. What?
I think Mannequin Catch Shenanigans.
What?
Give your opponent a reborn one.
That's horrible. And
Yeah.
Cyburst Gadget. This is weird.
It's Engine Mesh.
Yeah. Goliath's rough, though. Firewall Mathmech.
Bare bones again. Oh, wait,
seeing
actually, he's
that
got
one.
Defenser in here, actually. I'll give him that.
Yeah, there's Defenser,
I still
Santa Claus.
don't like this.
I'm not a big fan of Guardian. I'm not a big fan of Nabla. I mean, in theory, like, Doppler's not too bad if you like.
I'll just rotate out any Cyburst monster you want in order to summon a level 4 and then replace in your opponent's turn or something.
See, like, there are extra deck solutions to get.
Imagine that, right? So you've got to get 2 level 4s on the field. You go circular into, the Sigma, or you can open Sigma, Linkuriboh, Tribute Linkuriboh with Nabla, revive back Sigma, and then get your Super Factorial.
Like, right.
It's just a diverted play in order to...
But you can't activate the effects.
I don't think it matters.
If it's reborn off that.
I think you just want the level 4. I think the reason they're playing it
So
is...
what I'm thinking here, and I can't say anything, they've topped and I haven't. You've got your normal summon that's in your main line. You've got another one of normal summon that I am assuming you're using in a different way. You've got a normal summon here. There's a way that you can have your cake and eat it. But
he's not even playing the Code Talker that summons the Defender.
That's how I tend to have my cake and eat it. The other thing is you can use Save Worm. And there's 2 ways of using that and exploiting it, where you can have a hand outlet to continue to play. It just feels like there's a lot of normals there, and it's fine. Mathmet gets away with it because it's a 1-card starter. But yeah, personally, not how I would have gone about it. But then again, I probably maybe wouldn't have got a top 8. So who knows? Okay, we've got Switzerland with Labyrinth taking it, which is nice to see one that isn't Kashtira.
Rika at 5th.
Pirelli with a Pirelli with a Shadol engine. And Rika. Yeah, and then another Mathmet. Mathmet keep
Are you missing the Eldritch here in 17th place?
I did miss the Eldritch there.
Not in 17th. In 10th place, sorry.
I have clicked that just in case I missed it. So, okay, no, it was the first one I went with, apparently. It's Lich.
I guess, breakboard, set a load of cards that are unfair. Pass.
Rivalry, there can be only one. Skill Drain and Gozen.
The Floodgate Lich can do it, because they can keep rotating the Floodgates in and out.
I would have liked to see some Judgments in the main, probably.
I
you don't need them.
Strike and breaks boards. Judgment is... because he's got all these board breakers in here, he's expecting to go second and preparing for that. So...
How is he making Chaos Angel?
I think... hang on.
Where is the tuner?
What's he stealing?
No idea.
Don't know. It's in there for a reason.
Yeah, I would have thought so, because it's pretty expensive to not be.
Can't see it.
Yeah, the rest of it is pretty standard fare. Lich.
Oh, you can just hard make it. What am I on about? You can use you can use a lighter dark non-tuner for it.
Right, but where do the levels add up?
Somewhere. Like, that's what he's doing. It's because it doesn't actually require a tuner. You can use a
10.
light or dark.
So
he's doing it for a reason. Like, you can definitely summon it. That's the reason it's in there. I guess Lancia in one of his traps.
That's weird.
Yeah, Lancia in one of his traps.
Wow. Tribute summon Lancia, activate trap, make Chaos Angel.
Wins the game.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's just, wow, wannabe.
Finally, a bare bones labyrinth list.
Yeah, Daruma is an absolute powerhouse. Wannabe has been doing work in these lists. Yeah, it's Labyrinth. And it's playing Shifter. Shifter's getting very stapley, and I do not like it. And the Shadol Pirelli, which is, you know,
bare bones.
Pretty standard. The Shadol list's interesting. I suppose it's just your other route instead of Dark World.
It's same idea. Spells discard them. You get searches or sends based on them, and then you can get pluses. He's not even playing Winder or even the Schism in order to summon the Winder. He's just deploying the draw package. Right. Don't like it.
Can you stop?
I've seen it already. Multiplication and
yeah, I'm not a huge fan of multiplication, even though I got absolutely done over by it. I just don't expect it. Just the Sakitama works as well. You can definitely see over here we're playing 3 diameter. The cold buy for a bit of insulation in there, and yeah,
Bare bones.
quite. And again, the eccentric and the vibrator, which is a shout. A pointer's interesting without a thrust.
I don't want to get board broken, so I'm going to look at your hand and get rid of the thing that makes my life worse.
True, it just feels like a lot of hope with a one-off. And that
Same
was,
again.
That was the lich that
Yeah,
I opened just in case I hadn't. Okay, Sun Avalon Rika.
Yeah, pretty standard here.
Gee, I don't know what I'm looking at, but
So, yeah, low-kai into dry-ass, sewing, get another plus. It's a simple Rika engine here, recurring petal, Princess for the insulation, Mudan, Primula, and Snowdrop.
am I missing the Regulus? It's in the side.
Yeah, he wasn't maining it, but he was using the Lily Barrier.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'd like to see how that works, but I guess you can put it under something because it is an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess he was just helping himself make Teardrop, or even just add another plus. Yeah, pretty bare bones. 2 Ash I'm never a fan of, but, you know, it's whatever.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Knoxville. Kashtira. But the interesting part is Sword Soul came in second in 340 duelists. Blue
At
managed
third.
to get 4th. Third.
Yeah.
Strange, it says top 4.
With
Yeah,
Dogmatica.
With Dogmatica and the Smog package. It's the 10-year Sword Soul. Well,
Nothing new.
if we haven't seen that 1,000 times, I love Crimson Blader as an addition in this. Unfortunately, mine never came in the mail. 3 Santa Claus. Oh!
Gravity Clap says no playing for you.
Antifight by sending 1 face-up Synchro summon... Synchro monster you control to the graveyard when your opponent summons a monster. Negate the summon, destroy that card. Your opponent cannot summon a monster until the end phase.
This killed me in a side event.
That is
Playing against Sword Soul as well.
disgusting.
I was playing Hero
need
and he
to
just
stop
said, hey,
thinking
you can't do anything.
that's horrible. I'd be really tempted just to play like Magma in it. Just to be like, I'll leave a Synchro out there and just to have an extra bounce and whatnot. But whatever. Dogmatica Perfection Flu.
Nadir gives you extra draws, gives you a pop because of punishment. You don't need the extra deck. Mogul insulates your play, so
Bird, and they are going for elbows instead of repulsion.
it's just chain blocking.
Yeah, but you can get repulsion and like bounce a row or back row.
Still doesn't matter. It's bare bones and it works.
Yeah, but like, if you have a utility card, why not have an option of utility card instead of going, it just chain blocks and then it's a dead card. This will have been picked for the summoning reason, or you pick repulsion for another. 2 map, which is interesting.
I guess you wanted to keep it at 40
Yeah?
and map searchable.
Oh, this is a lot of 2-offs.
Yeah,
2 Eaglin. 2 Rabina.
I don't.
That's brave.
I don't like this list.
Not a huge fan, but that's brave. Nadir must have done some heavy lifting.
Oh yeah, it does. It's pot of greed on steroids.
Prospect 2 and Duality at 2.
Again,
Two.
must have been American.
Knoxville.
my only answer.
From the same Knoxville, regional 41 card math mech.
Now he's playing 3 diameter and 2 Ash and 2 Veiler, 2 Ogre, 2 Imperm, and common theme here: 2 ofs. We don't like 2 offs and 3 Bell in this. I'm sorry, Ash didn't deserve a 3, but Bell did. All right.
Okay, Greece. We've got Sprite taking it. Cash
Sprite Melfi taking it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Do you want me to be like
No, the deck needs massacring.
Sprite, Melfi, Live, Twin, Runic? Just list every.
No, Kashtira presumably got div incarnated in the final.
Just like the London YCS. Sword Soul have creeped in a lot, and Dragon Link have. What did I think was interesting when clicking through?
You thought Melfi was interesting.
Can you stop? Yeah, Div Incarnates.
Yep, exactly called it.
Red Resonator for the in time.
Gains life points. It's free level 2. I don't have an issue with Red Resonator as I do as much as Scattershot.
To
Like,
be honest, Scattershot just seems...
Red Resonator is actually an extender. Scattershot's just like, oh cool, you just wanted to win that way. Alright. Yeah.
What are you? Yeah. So, yeah.
Makes negate, breaks boards. All you need to do.
Telements sneaking in.
I love how we have to look at the meta at the top and then just 2 interesting decks that are also presumably plausible in this situation.
Yeah, Manadium as well sneaking in there.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think I did because I wanted to see what was going on with the Raid Raptors. I haven't seen this before.
I think because they don't need the normal, they can play the package, make Raiders Night.
I'm not seeing a run.
You don't need it. As you can see, there's no.
So you make Raiders Night and then
Arsenal Falcon. If they get rid of Arsenal Falcon, then I guess they can. I don't even think that's the play. I think they want Utopia Draco Future here.
Huh.
So, anyway, it's an interesting deck.
Yeah, it's
only 9 hand. Oh wait, no, I'm not seeing the draws here. That's why I thought it was only 9. No, so we have a total of 13 hand traps. Okay.
And set rotation. But anyway, tier, and this just looks like the same list we saw earlier.
This pretty much is.
Brazil.
Yeah.
I feel like we've jumped.
Yeah.
And then Brazil. Sweden!
Yay!
Okay, I think Marincess was the only thing where I was like, ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, Marincess.
Make towers, cat out towers, I win. Can out towers, game 2.
Not necessarily. Zelantis does heavy lifting in this. That's haha, I banish your entire board. And you can't have it back.
That's provided to get turn 2.
Depends. I think the deck is pretty cool.
It's definitely a good shout, and if you're a good pilot, then to be honest, you'll do well.
Isn't Battle Ocean, or is it?
That's the thing that when you pair it with things, it makes it a towers.
Yeah.
Everything.
Oh, it's Wave, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a neg. That's a monster neg.
Yeah. I just know they have some good interactions, but I don't know what they are. Yeah.
Pretty bare bones. I like it.
Pretty sweet deck. I wouldn't mind playing it just for a bit of fun. And we're back to the beginning. So, that's been us this week. I finished my coffee. How about you?
I finished.
What did you think?
I thought it was very nice and very coffee.
Yeah, it's really...
Very coffee.
It's coffee. Yeah, I saw some things saying...
What's that at the back?
Oh, don't tip it. It's a smelly hole. Yeah, it says it all over it, saying how strong it is. Yeah, it's like 3x strength. We're gonna try a bunch of different coffees, but we're probably gonna have some overlap because I can't buy a bag a week.
So if you got to get up at 4 in the morning,
use this.
Heads up.
You also get like a free mug with it. Loads of people said it was a really bad experience ordering from them. I thought it was fine.
Free mug. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, like literally, if you have an issue with the delivery,
it's like my house, and you got 500 mugs you don't use.
He hates mugs.
I do. I actually binned 100 of them. True.
A literal 100. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, hit the bell icon, do all that good stuff. We'll be back with more things and more news. Have you got anything else to add?
In a bit.
I'm a stay fuckers. We'll see you next time.